Hello and welcome back to Block Factory. We're going to try to build the T-Rex today. T-Rex is quite a complicated shape. Keep in mind we have to keep it to a 4x4x4 cubic size as long as possible, so that way we can, once we go bigger than that, we need the mega belts, and the mega belts take up a lot of room, and the equipment is much more bulkier, so it takes up a lot more space. So let's work on the head, I think, first. Let's see if we can separate this out. So the head here is 1, 2, 3, 4, but this is 3, 4, 5, so we're going to have to not include this piece right here, but the rest of it we can probably build. So we can work on building this head here. So first off, we're going to start with this light green piece right here, which is a 2x3 RLB. You can see in the top left corner of the screen the inventory number there. So we have light green here, we have green here, we have dark green here. We don't have light green on the map, so we're going to have to mix some paint. So if we mix green with white, it'll make light green. So let's put an extractor down here. That'll be green paint. We're going to put an extractor up here. That'll be white. We're going to have to put it right into a crusher to make the dye. That'll go down here. This will go down here. And we'll put it into a mixer to make the light green paint. And then we will have to paint a 2x3 shape, so that's going to have to be, I think this purple is 2x3. Yes, we can paint this purple shape, so let's grab the extractor here. Okay, so first thing I want to do is put a rounder in here. This will round the shape to make it the shape we want, which is this kind of this rounded edge here. 2x3 RLB. So we want a 2x3 RLB, which is this shape right here. Nice. Now I got to clear this off because that is the old shape. Let's grab a mixer. Put the mixer in right here. Nice. Then we need a painter. We're aiming for 60 per minute, so this is plenty. Nice. So there's our mouthpiece, the beginning of our mouth. So we need to put some teeth in here. Teeth are right here, I believe. Nice. So what we're going to need here is probably a couple of stackers. We're going to do the stacker 3.0. Right, there's all our teeth coming in. We just got to put them in place here. To look at what direction they're facing here. It looks like they are kind of facing in a little bit. Let's see if we can get this rearranged accordingly. Something like this, I believe. That is our mouth with some teeth in it. Looks pretty good. Next up, we need a whole bunch of dark green pieces. So let's grab some dark green paint. Belts can hold 240, so we're going to basically max the belt out. This is 90. 70 would be 160. And that's 200, which is probably enough. I think we only need 180 for this piece because we need 3 different pieces. 1, 2, 3. And we need to grab some shapes up here. We're going to paint these shapes, so we'll just use these. I'm going to take 3 extractors on that. That should be enough. We need about 180 pieces per minute out of this. So we're going to just bring this down to here. This can handle 180 per minute. That's perfect. That's what we need. Over there, and we'll grab our paint. Okay, so first up we need to just divide this into 3 belts, because that way we can have even amounts go into different parts of the factory. Otherwise it won't be balanced, and one part will get too much and one part won't get enough if we do like a manifold design. So 3 parts is good. The first part we need to see is we need this. Let's do, I guess we can do both of these pieces, so we can cut this piece in 3. So we can grab this piece here and cut it. That is the cutter. That'll work fine for this. And then this piece here we need to be, this is a rounder. So let's grab the rounder. the rounder right there. You can grab a stacker 3.0 that has 3 belts into it. Put that right there. One belt in there. One belt in here. And one belt in here. We can configure this one to be, this piece goes on the teeth right here, and this piece goes over top. Nice. Save that. We're going to grab another cutter. This can just be a single cutter this time. Nice, and then we can put just another super stacker in, or I guess actually a stacker 3.0. That there. I can come down to there. I can come over to there. I can come over to there. Wait till those pieces arrive and then we can build it. Nice, there is our dinosaur mouth. Okay, so next up we're going to try to work down the shape in chunks. So let's see what we can do here. I think we'll work on this layer right here. So we need this light green piece and these other green pieces here, as well as this piece, because that piece was not included in the head chunk. So let's get these pieces going. We're going to need some light green paint for that. We can probably make some extra paint here. We can make more paint out of it. And we can just add that to the belt here. That needs to go right here. And this makes 154. That's not enough. We need, actually I think that is enough. We only need 120 because we need 2 pieces at 60 per minute. So that's plenty. Alright, so I just rearranged this a little bit. I have some shapes coming in here now that need painted. Grab these, paint them the dark or light green. Just grab that from here. Nice, so that should be the shape there. And then does this need curved at all? Gotta dig in here and see. This is 2x2 RLS. So we need to make RLS as a sloped piece. RLS is this piece right here. Nice. And then we need a whole bunch of dark green paint, and we got to paint all these dark green. Put in a whole bunch of extractors over here. Need 180 per minute, so make sure we hit that number. So there's 180, that should be good. Here we need to split this belt into 3. Nice, that's good there. And then we got to take a look at what we need here. So we need this piece here, so 2x2 LS, this piece here, and then these 2 little arms. So LS and LB. So I guess let's start with let's start with this piece, 2x2 LS. That is a slope. Nice. That is the slope that we need. 2x2 LS, this piece here. We need to cut this piece. We'll do the arms over here, I think. So this will be a rounder. So this needs to make this, and these need to make LB, these pieces here. That is our little arms, and then this piece here is just the regular square. So we need to assemble all this, so this can be This bottom layer is going to be need glued because it doesn't attach to each other. Nowhere to. Let's start gluing the legs and arms together. Gluer 3.0. You can put that right here. This piece will come in here. This piece will come in here. And this piece will come in here. So we need this piece down here. I believe this piece is right here, and this piece comes down this way. Like so. So we can't actually do that. We can't stack and glue in the same building. Okay, so I switch this out for just a 2-point gluer. This is the wrong piece in here. We just have to refresh it to get rid of that old piece. Nice, there we go. That's good there. Then we can just, I guess, put another, this time we'll use the 3.0 gluer. This will get his feet or his arms on there. I believe they go like this. All we need is a stacker now to put this last piece on. Put that in here. This in here. And this should go, I believe, like this. Let's check it out real quick. So it goes backwards. So this needs to rotate around like so. Nice. Okay, so next up I think we'll do this tail piece here, these 3 pieces, because we've got this piece done, this piece done. We don't have this piece or this tail piece done, and then we can work on the body. And like this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could probably do this as a cube, and then we'll have to start using the mega belts after that. So let's get this tail piece done first. Okay, we're going to need some light green paint for these 2 pieces down here, for the underside of his belly and his tail. So let's go ahead and do that over here. I think we'll grab this pink stuff here. We're going to put an extractor on it. We're going to actually double cut it here. This is just kind of a little trick to get extra paint. First we are going to delete this. Let's bleach it first so that it's white. That's this one first. It can handle 180 per minute. That's perfect. And now we're going to cut it and crush it. So that'll give us double the amount of paint for one extractor. That is white paint. Once we configure this just to split it in half, doesn't matter what shape it is. Like that will work, and then we need a mixer. Mixer can do 120. That is just barely enough. I think we'll leave it for now. If we find we're a little short, we'll come back and put a second one in. So that is light green paint coming off, and then we'll just grab these shapes over here. These down and paint these. Next up, we're going to need some dark green pieces. We're just going to do a whole bunch of dark green pieces because we have a whole bunch of parts to go. So let's just mix up something similar. Let's do a full belt 240 of painting these pink shapes dark green. Okay, that should be 240 dark green pieces. It's not enough to finish it, but it's enough to get us going. Let's grab this here, split this out. we're going to need to put in a sloper on one piece, sloper here, and this other one we're going to have to cut it because we just want a 2 wide piece, and we can slope it from there. So we need a 2x2 LS and a 2x3 LS. So this will be the 2x3 LS, and this will be, we need another sloper in here. LS, nice. Then we just got to bring our light green piece all the way over here. Put a triple stacker in here. Right there. This piece will go in here. This piece should go in here. And this piece over here. And a sloper. So the cutter should make it 2 wide. And then the sloper should do the RLS. Nice, now we can configure this piece. This goes like this. Nice. Next up, we need to start working on the inside of him here, the belly. We need to work on this piece here and these four pieces here. So that should be pretty easy. We can just grab half of this piece because this is already oversupplied. Put it over here, I think. Bring this up here. We got to cut this in half. Double cutter. We need it 2 long pieces like this. And we just got to go instantly into a gluer. Like so. Glue these 2 pieces together. Seems kind of silly, but that's what we have to do. And we got to grab this piece over here. Can tunnel underneath it here. And another double cutter here. And then we can just bring this up into a triple stacker. I'll just put it like this, I guess. This one goes up to here. This one goes to here. This one goes to here. This piece here. Alright, let's grab 3 more extractors here for the die. This is going to be 50, 80, it would be 130. It's only 190, so we have to keep in mind we only have 190 here. Grab these, let's grab 190 of these. And we'll just run these over to a painter. Okay, we might as well attach as much to them as we can before we start using the mega belts. So we could probably attach these 2 pieces of the leg to the body. So let's go ahead and do that. That would be these 2. We're going to have 3 pieces coming out here. Nice, so let's grab a, this will be a rounder. Sorry about the sirens in the background. We have a rounder, which is, I'm going with this one here, LB. And then we are going to attach that to this. So we're going to need a stacker. This can come in here, this can come in here. Stack that on top like that. And then we can use a gluer. Configure that to be This needs to be like this, I believe. Got parts everywhere, so let's start assembling it and see how close we got to the T-Rex. Got the top 3 parts coming in here. Let's just start assembling stuff and see how it looks. I think we'll use our Super Stacker 3.0. Put that down probably right there, looks good. I think we'll bring these 3 pieces in and see if it's the right pieces. So here's our pieces. See if I can make sense of this. We have our little T-Rex arms here. Here's our mouth. That looks good there. And this is his body. We got to figure out where his body attaches to. I think it's like that. See where we're at here. Let's grab a Mega Stacker. These things are huge. We're going to have to put it right there. Grab a giant belt here. We're going to have to delete this here. Switch it over to an enlarger, which just puts it on a big belt. And that should be the tail coming in. Didn't mean to stack that. How do I get rid of that? There we go. Let's rotate that around. That should go on him like that. That looks good. This doesn't look correct though. Well, let's try this again. Let's try to reconfigure this. I think this goes up one higher. Like so. That looks good. Save that. Next up we need the other side of the leg, so that's not what we want there. Is this what we want? No, this is the other legs. We need this piece here next. So we need to put another Mega Stacker in. This will actually be a gluer, won't it? Did we mess up already? Let's see if we can do it with a gluer. Mega gluer. We did not leave much room here. See if this works. So we need to rotate this piece around twice and then glue this piece on right there. Let's grab another stacker. Mega Stacker here. We will put it like, I think we'll go right here. And we'll put another Mega Stacker right there. See if this all fits in. This would go up to here and here. This would go to here. This would go to here. We need some enlargers, so we need an enlarger here and here. Now we just got to bring the bottom of the feet in, which is right here. I think we can tunnel under that. Nice. Grab this one over here and tunnel under that. Grab a big belt. Another big belt. Our T-Rex. Rotate this piece around. Save that. Come over to here. Put his other foot on. Something like that. Let's see if this looks like the correct piece. It kind of looks right. We'll see in a second. And here he goes in. Let's see if we get confetti. We do not have it right. I knew we'd mess something up. So let's take a look at what we messed up. If we click on the belt here, we can see, put that back in. And we can click on this belt even. No, we got to put the belt back in. So if we click on this last belt here, we can see the latest item. And you can kind of compare. This is our shape that we're putting in right now. to the shape that we're supposed to have. So it looks like we got a hump on the back here. It looks like I put an extra piece on there for some reason. So I need to come find this piece and delete it. Okay, so if we come all the way back here, it looks like this is the piece I messed up maybe. And figure out we have this little piece right here. I think that's an extra piece we don't need. So let's just try deleting this. Stacker here, that's just 2 inputs. Delete that one. Let's move this over to here. This, I believe. Save that. Now we have to go up the chain and fix everything. So we gotta double click on this belt, hit I to clear it. Come up here, double click on this belt, hit I to clear it. Clear that, and clear that. Let's reset that and reconfigure it now. So we're gonna have to redo it with our shape here. So that goes like that. That looks correct. Let's work our way up the chain here now and refix this. So we got to reset this, clear it a couple times, configure it. Come up to here, let's just double click this, clear this belt, clear this machine, reset it, rotate this leg around, reset it, rotate our dyno around, save that, and just put our belt back in and see if I'm sure there's other stuff to fix too, but let's just see how we're doing. First couple are going to be replacements. Alright, so we still got it wrong. I got to take a look at it and see what I got wrong. Okay, looks like it's still the same piece I've messed around with. So this piece here looks like I have this tail too high, so that piece has to go back on top here. Then we have to lower his tail down 1. So that looks like that would be correct. The rest of it looks correct. So let's go back and fix that. This thing here, let's just delete this one. Let's delete this. Let's put this one back in here. Let's put the triple stacker back in. Nice, now we can configure that. So I think what I was doing before was I had something like this. But actually it needs to be like this. I think that is correct. It's hard to tell because the rotate doesn't work very well. So let's save that. Let's try that. All right, those are all reset. Let's try it one more time here. Nice, we got confetti. So let's hit T so get out of top-down view and see our lovely T-Rexes going in. Pretty awesome stuff there. Now we'll have to see if we hit the 60 per minute. We'll have to let it run for a little bit and see. Right now it's showing 54 per minute, but it's going to take a minute to register, I think. If not, we'll have to go back through and see where we're slowing down at, but I feel like we should be able to get up to the 60. Okay, after examining the factory for a little bit, we found one way back at the beginning here. We have, it looks like one little extractor that's not hooked up. The belt looks like it's, so that should fix our 60 per minute problem, I think. It appears to have fixed our problem. We got 60 out of 60 and all 3 dinosaurs coming in, so pretty awesome. We can now complete the diorama. We have 3 stars on this level. So far, it's been my favorite level. Let's put let's see, these guys, the cutest sources, go over here. Nice. Why do they have exclamation marks on them? Put them there and put the T-Rex over here. Nice, that completes the level. Pretty awesome stuff. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.